people think follow-ups are about being pushy. That's what they say. You've got to keep hitting them with emails. A lead who doesn't respond is a dead lead, but that's not how it works. They don't get it. Most leads never convert because the agent stops after one message, and that one message isn't even helpful. It's just another reminder they're not buying yet. They don't know the right kind of follow-up. They're doing the wrong kind of push, which is a waste of time, money, and relationships. You get one shot at a lead's attention before they tune you out. And if that one shot isn't a helpful answer or useful value, it just makes them disappear. This is Real Estate Agent Marketing, the show about systematic marketing strategies for real estate agents. I'm Mikey, and today we're talking about email and SMS follow-up sequences that actually work. Here's how most agents do it wrong. They send a one-time message after a lead asks about a listing. That message might say, "I've got some more options," but it doesn't actually give them more options. It just gives them more noise. And then the agent stops. They don't check in again. They don't show up on their radar for weeks or months or sometimes even years. And that's not a good marketing strategy. It's just lazy. It's a bad follow-up. So here's what actually works. A 90-day window of consistent, helpful communication across both email and SMS. That's the real leverage. Most leads don't convert within the first few days. They need time to process. And when you stay gently in touch for 90 days, that's where the fortune is. First off, the timing matters, and not just how many days pass. Minute 0, you send an instant reply with exactly what they asked for. That's a fast, helpful response. It builds trust. Then, on day 1 to day 3, you follow up with related listings or a soft offer, something that shows you're thinking about them but not pressuring them. Next, week 1 to week 2, you bring value content. Maybe a neighborhood guide, a market update, an open house invitation, or even just an article that helps them understand the area. Then it keeps going, ongoing. Low-frequency messages that keep you top of mind but don't overwhelm. That's the beauty of combining email and SMS. SMS gets read fast, in minutes. Email carries more detail, better storytelling. You use the right tool for the right moment. A good follow-up sequence has a reason to exist beyond asking, "Are you ready yet?" Each message needs a standalone purpose, market insights, helpful guides, new listings, or even just a simple check-in that adds value. Because when people feel like they're getting useful info, not another sales pitch, they don't ignore you. That's why the structure works. You start with the 90-day window. You use email for rich content and SMS for quick nudges. You focus on helping them, not pushing them. And that's what separates agents who convert from those who don't. Now here's the how. Let's be clear. You want to make this part of your process so it doesn't fall by the wayside. You start with a defined goal. Are you building a relationship, providing value, or converting? Then you segment your leads, not just by listing interest, but by behavior and stage. Someone who asked about a family home is not the same as someone who's looking for a vacation rental. Next, create your content calendar. On day 0, instant reply email or SMS with what they asked for. On day 1, SMS with a related listing, maybe one that's similar in price or style. On day 3, an email with a neighborhood guide, market stats, or an open house invite. You track all this. You check open rates, click-throughs, and conversions. You know which messages are working and why. And you don't just send the same emails every time. You test, you refine, you optimize. And here's where it gets specific. Every message has a function, not a push, not a reminder, a reason, a purpose, maybe an email with a list of recent sales in their neighborhood, or an SMS that says, "Here's another house you might like," with a link to the listing. You're not just checking in, you're adding value. But people mess this up all the time. They overload messages with too much information, and they send too many. It's easy to think, "I should be more aggressive." But that's exactly what trains leads to tune out. If you're sending one email every day for a week or 3 texts a day, it's not helpful anymore. It's spam. They also skip personalization. Generic messages don't work. You can't just send the same content to every lead. They need to feel like you're talking to them directly. Use their name. Reference their inquiry. Tailor the value to what they're interested in. Another mistake? Not tracking the metrics. If you don't see how your follow-up is performing, you'll never know what's hitting the mark. Is your open rate low? Your click-throughs? Are you losing people during certain steps? That data tells you where to improve, not just guess. Finally, a big one. Not understanding that a follow-up isn't just about getting someone to call, it's about keeping them in the loop, staying relevant, and building trust over time. The agent who stays with the lead for 90 days is the one they call when it matters. Real estate leads don't convert from one message. That's not how it works. A 90-day window of helpful follow-ups across email and SMS is where you find your wins. You're not pushing them to buy. You're keeping them engaged with value, with relevance, and with consistent attention. If this system earned its place in the show, the full course is inside the Real Estate Agent Marketing course at learn.mikey.ai. I'm Mikey. Go build the follow-up that works.